Don't even tell me you're out of jokes already when we haven't even started.
Yeah, premature.
Like something else.
Heyo.
Cheap joke there. So what's
Oh.
going on, buddy?
Oh man.
How's it going, dude?
Good, you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm pretty pumped up, man. I had a bunch of caffeine before this episode, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm ready to go, man. I'm you know, doing good, man. But that's enough about me. How about you?
You know.
I feel like you don't say enough.
Probably not, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just working a lot still. Still
Yeah.
trying to get it down.
Nice. I hear
Thing.
that.
But Thanksgiving, man, fucking killing me.
What do you mean?
Well, everyone wants their dining room table done and chair sets
Uh,
and buffets and sidebars and blah blah
Jeez.
blah.
You know they're fancy when they got a buffet in their house.
Yeah, I never knew what a buffet was till I worked there.
Isn't it literally just a box you put in your dining room and you put shit on it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Just,
It holds more of your fancy
yeah,
plates and silverware and
yeah,
shit.
where you put all your silverware and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, China.
Yeah, because they don't want to keep it out in the open for people to see. It's got to be.
Yeah,
Well, do they normally got like glass on the doors and
yeah. So
you
you
know.
can see it, but I think it's so it doesn't get dusty.
Oh,
Would be my guess.
the
I don't know.
the bad stuff.
I don't know what the
well,
bad stuff
well,
is.
well, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter because most fancy people like that have somebody to clean their house anyway. So that's clean, taking care of that shit.
Yeah, actually, one customer that we're trying to finish a piece up for, we went and picked up another item from her that we're doing, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just having a party. Don't mind me cleaning all the silverware." And it was fucking spread out everywhere.
Nice.
Said she was having like college friends over or something, and like literally forks, knives, three different kind of spoons, just sitting there,
Jesus,
just
how
polishing.
many fucking people she having over to?
I don't know.
Every freaking utensil she's got in the house.
Yeah, three people.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, some of our customers are just totally different way
Fancy,
of living than me,
fancy
man.
fucking people, man. The only time I've ever been to that town, it wasn't a great experience because I was doing an event in that town and it was mostly just people standing around with their pinky up talking about their Teslas and their fancy cars and how great they are and
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
people pull up in like Volvos, like
Java.
yeah, they pull up in Volvos and they talk about it, treat it like it's like a Ford Escort. Like
Yeah.
that thing, it's like 5 years old. It's ready for the junkyard. Fifty
Couldn't
thousand
imagine.
miles on it or something.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
It makes me feel like a jamoke too, because like part of working there is like we help customers with their furniture in and out of the cars. So like a lot of time when they're picking up, I'll uh I'll help them load or I'll load it into the car for them, and a lot of them are SUVs, so they got the hatch like up already by the time I'm carrying whatever out, put it in. You got to be all nice and careful.
Yeah.
And I'll put it in, then I'll go to like shut the door for them. It's like it doesn't go. They're like, oh, and they walk over and they press the little button, make me look like an asshole. Boop. Oh yeah, don't you have that?
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Please don't force it.
Yeah, you'll break it.
Fucking. Ah, that's crazy. They even got the ones nowadays where you like just wave your foot underneath
Yeah,
the.
I've seen that.
You know what I mean? What if accidentally like your dog runs under and you got your head in the thing and
Yeah, you're trying to back over somebody and they're just like, no.
friggin' trunk door goes closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you?
Didn't even think about it closing on you.
That's what I meant. You're reaching in there and the dog runs under it and freaking just crushes you.
I was
Your
thinking
feet are hanging out.
that'd be funny if it malfunctions. You're driving down the road, you just drive over anything like now in fall time, leaves.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
Losing shit all the time.
Yeah. So geez, man, it's already been a week. What What you been up to this weekend? Anything? Anything crazy? Or,
It sucks. My weekends are usually shot because I got to work on Saturdays.
Oh yeah.
But man, what did we do? We watched a movie. What movie did we watch?
Did you did you finish it? Hopefully, because I know last time you watched Transformers and it wasn't worth finishing.
Yeah, no, we finished that one. Man, what was it? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
New one?
Yeah. No, we never seen. Actually, no, we're gonna go to the movies tomorrow. God damn it, it's in Redbox.
Oh, the Live Die Repeat, the new one.
No.
That was actually it was pretty good. I enjoyed it, man.
I heard it was good.
Solid Tom Cruise. What else is out there?
Fuck, I don't know. Doesn't matter, I guess.
Jesus, can't even remember.
It's scary, man. I can't remember stuff all the time now.
Obviously, wasn't that good of a movie. Trying to,
Yeah.
because we just got a couple from we saw Neighbors. That was all right.
Oh yeah, we did see that. Uh, yeah.
That was a pretty funny movie.
You know, she wanted to see it, and have never been much of a fan of Seth Rogen
Yeah,
or that kind of
type
humor,
Yeah,
but we got it, and it was actually halfway decent.
I think it was pretty relatable.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a typical party movie. It was more
No.
about like being a grown up and realizing it. I guess
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely.
something we talk about too much here on this here podcast here.
Yeah. Did we even introduce the?
Oh, even better. Yeah, it's my favorite thing to do. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Geep Again podcast. If this is your first time, thank you for listening. That's Geep, and
Hey.
sitting across from me, and I am Gam. And yeah, so another week, man.
First episode. We're trying to do video on this now too.
Yep, yeah. It should be up around the same time as this episode. So if you want to see our ugly mugs,
Oh Jesus! I
you
got a face for radio, not
can
TV.
you can go over to YouTube and just look up the Geep and Gam podcast, and you should find our channel. And yeah, we're gonna try and put up a video of this thing, whether it be actually us or just static image video or whatever,
Yeah.
just to try to
Yeah,
make it more accessible.
Yeah, put more out there.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff like your story on Halloween of telling when you were little, dragging the bag. It was so much
Yeah.
funnier seeing you like reenact it.
Oh yeah,
know?
it's good to have the visuals to go along with the audio. That's for sure. I mean, I find that to be quite the case in a lot of podcasts I listen to.
Yeah.
It's nice to see
Nice
the
to be able
people.
to see it. Yeah.
And when we got either Ben or Dave in here, you can see just how hard it is to record with these people.
Oh God.
But it's all right because we love them and they bring a lot to the show. So
Yeah.
you'll know when Dave's making his queef hands that he's you'll know exactly what he's doing, and he won't just be creeping Geep out over here. So
Yeah.
oh man, that kid. I hope you all enjoyed that episode because it was quite a lot of fun to make.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Did you hear Tom from Car Talk passed away?
Unfortunately, yes, I did, and I was debating on like bringing it up on here, but I'm glad you did, man.
But
Yeah, that's super unfortunate, man.
yeah, it bummed me out when I heard it.
Yeah, best goes out to Car Talk family and
Yeah.
NPR and all them because they've been doing that forever, man.
Yeah.
Seems like they were one of the long running shows.
Yeah, they've been doing it a long time.
Yeah,
Ray did. Did you know they stopped in 2012?
I did not.
Yeah, they
I
stopped.
feel like that's when we started listening, right?
Yeah, but they've been playing reruns ever
Really?
since. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if they're. I doubt they'll continue, man.
They put a new podcast out because I listen to the podcast because
Yeah.
they still play it on the radio too.
Yeah, every Sunday, right?
No, every Saturday.
Oh.
I think it's Saturday. But I listen to the podcast version at work, and Ray just put out a tribute episode where like he came back and he recorded a new episode like as a tribute show. So it's like him like you could hear the sadness in his voice.
Oh, I'm sure,
But like playing clips of like pretty much it's just time laughing
dude.
because of that laugh, and
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, oh, introduce each segment and whatever. But it was a decent episode.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But
Yeah,
yeah, he was what, 77, I think,
yeah,
something like that.
late 70s,
Yeah.
Alzheimer's.
Jeez, you would have never known it, man.
I never knew that could kill you. I always thought it was just your memory.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm a dummy, but
No, honestly, I don't feel like I ever remember anybody ever dying of Alzheimer's. I feel like it's
I guess it could have something to do.
yeah, I guess
Something,
because of it, it affects other
everything.
parts. Yeah, I guess, but yeah, that's crazy, man. Unbelievable. What?
I don't know. I'm a dummy.
Why?
I don't know because I don't know. I don't know anything.
Nah, come on, man. Don't be like that. Oh Jesus! I'm making sure we're still recording here because I'm fucking around with the computer. Hey.
Hi.
So, anyways, yeah, man. Had a crazy weekend myself.
Yeah. I always feel like an asshole. Not to cut you off, but
No, it's all right.
whenever somebody asks me something, I don't know what to say. I try and say something, and then it's like, yeah, so and I never end up asking the person like how their day was. So it's just like, yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Well, I think you need to work on that and not be like me in awkward situations when you talk to people.
Thanks for asking. I don't want to hear about yours.
Well, hey, at least you're brutally honest,
Yeah.
and honestly, half the time I wish conversations could go like that, man. Just,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's great. Well, see you later.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Nah, see, I'd rather listen than talk
Oh, yep. Yeah, I hear that, man.
because I feel like I never have anything interesting to say.
You know, I was talking to Ryan about that today, and I feel the same way. Like, I feel like I don't remember anything, like, in my childhood, like, any memories, anything. But then somebody will start talking about something, and I'll think of this one time, and I'll be like, oh man, that was actually that could be a pretty sweet story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there somewhere in the back there's good shit, but I need the trigger to like find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm remembering just about yesterday, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're lucky.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Crazy weekend. I went up to what did I do? Saturday did the fucking leaves, and then that's right. That's right. And then Sunday, I had a disc golf tourney up in Mass.
Oh, really? Like, you on a team or?
Yeah, I'm in a winter league, so hopefully the snow holds off for a little bit longer because it's just gonna get harder and harder to find those discs. But yeah, went up to Mass. We played up at Flat Rock. Nice little course. It's actually the guy that runs it. I think it's reservation land that he owns, and he made it into a course. Charges like $5 for people to come down. Maintains it himself. It's all really nice place, and yeah, I had fun doing that. The reason I bring it up is, all the guys I play with, they're all Mass folk. So like, it's unbelievable, man. They grew up in like Western Mass, and just driving around with those guys, it's unbelievable. We can be in pitch black, fucking dead of night, drive around all these back roads, and you know, we'll just be driving, and they'll see a street, and they'll be like, "Oh, Davis Street, I know where we are." And they'll be like, "Oh, we'll go about a half mile down that road, and you'll see Carrie's Deli on the side of the road." And
Always right.
there it is. It's unbelievable, dude. I don't know, like I don't know if it's just because like you grow up like that, like I mean you and me, we grew up basically off major highways, and the only way to get somewhere was taking the major highway.
Yeah.
But like these people, all over Western Central, like they know the entire rural, Mass back roads plus Northern Connecticut, like. It's unbelievable. Pitch black. These guys. Oh yeah, I know where we are. Yeah, just take a right. It's like,
See,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
I am awful with street names.
Yeah.
Like any of that, but like if I see it, I know where I am.
Oh yeah.
It's like I can't give directions, but I could drive. You know?
Yeah, yeah. So you're more of like a visual, like, oh, I've been here before type guy, type thing, or
Yeah. Like uh, like the first time I went up to or not Massachusetts, Maine.
yeah,
8-hour drive up to where we go in the summer for our vacation.
yeah,
So I mean obviously a long time on 91, but like every year the wife will be like, "What exit do we get off of?" Shit, I don't know. I know it when I see it.
yeah,
And then sure as shit, it's like I don't even have to look at the directions, or she doesn't have to tell me. As soon as I like see the signs, it's like, oh yeah, it's 2 exits up. You know,
yeah,
I couldn't tell you what number, what the name, where, what, but I see it, I know.
yeah,
And then as soon as I do a trip once and I can backtrack and know it from there on out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear that, man. But it just makes me feel like shit, because
Yeah,
like it gets like now if I'm going anywhere like that I'm not somewhat familiar with, I'm looking at my phone on how to get there.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I'll remember it like next time, like you're saying, like, oh, I remember how to get there, but like I don't know. These guys, they just like memorize every route, it's like, oh yeah, you go, and when you ask anybody over 40 or 50 how to get somewhere, no matter no matter whether you tell them, oh yeah, don't worry about it, I got a GPS, just give me the address.
yeah. I still tell you.
They'll fucking tell you.
Yeah,
They'll stand there, look you in the eye, and tell you the exact directions, and they expect you to stand there and absorb it until they're done. They're
okay,
just like,
all right.
yeah, you're gonna go up there, take a left, and in the middle of this town, there's this thing, and you're just like,
No, I'm not. I've never been here.
yeah. I mean, I usually say like, oh, yeah, yeah, that, just to keep them going. But I'm like, yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, well you're gonna take a right at that, and then you're gonna go down about 5 miles, and then it's like, it's like, yeah, okay, just give me the address, and
Yeah,
but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is about like the older folk, but they feel like they insist on like,
yeah. Well, I mean that's the way they grew up.
yeah, that's
See, my
true.
boss is almost the opposite. We have a GPS in our work van,
Yeah, yeah,
and he'll send me out wherever, and I'll be like, oh, I don't work or I live far away from where I work, so I don't know the area where I work, so
yeah, yeah,
I need GPS. And he's always like, nah, you don't need it. You just go down Flanders, and then you go down Edson, and then it's like, just give me the GPS.
yeah, yeah.
No, you don't need it, dude. It's like 20 minutes away. It's like, yeah, but 20 minutes in an area I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never been there before. I don't know who
Oh
this
man.
customer is. No, you don't need it. And then he tells me, he's like, yeah, you know that place? And that's,
Yeah.
no, I,
It's a town I've never been to
yeah.
before. I don't fucking know the place.
Because normally I would do like oh yeah, whatever, and then just get in the car and turn on the GPS. But with
Yeah.
him, it's like, no, I don't. I'm gonna drive around for an hour looking for this customer because you won't let me use the GPS.
Just sit on the phone with him for drive-by drive directions. Like, I'm here.
I have no idea where I am.
All right, I'm approaching a flagpole. What do I do?
It's funny, it's backfired on him too, because he'll call up the shop when he's out, like, hey, look at the map. Open up my briefcase. I got a paper map in there of the town. Just
Jeez.
all right. I'm on Edison. Did you find it yet? No, I've never used one of these. I
What?
was I'm a kid of the '90s.
Yeah.
Come on.
How the fuck are you gonna immediately open a map and be like, oh,
Yeah,
there's Edison. There it is. I see it.
a 4x4 sheet of paper. Oh yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
little line there. Oh yeah, just keep going north.
Well, that's like, dude, I remember like that short. It was maybe like a year or two, where the only way to get somewhere was to go on your desktop computer and print out MapQuest directions,
Yeah,
and then trying to drive while read that sheet of paper and like, wait, what the fuck? And then it'd be like, drive how many miles? And you're trying to be like, wait, 29 miles?
yeah.
It's like,
Set the trip meter.
yeah. Oh man, that was a fun little short time because I would have, either if you got in the car and then driving down the road realized that you left that fucking sheet of paper at home,
Yeah,
it was game over, dude.
yeah.
You were in the blue, you know, or you had to go back. But
I let the wife keep our GPS because we only have one in her car for the longest time. So I would still do the MapQuest printout
Oh yeah.
or just load it on my phone and then just, pretty much the same thing. Just keep looking at my phone. And then once in a while, I'd be like going from work to somewhere, so I don't even have the opportunity to look it up. So I would just kind of wing it. Like I know I gotta go north. I'll just find a road that goes north.
Yeah. Dude, you can't even do that though. You can't even go like. Have you ever like, like.
I've gotten lost many times doing that, but keep going.
Yeah, I would think so, but I'm just thinking like, like pick like point A would be this house, and then point B would be fucking St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
You think nowadays without any sort of direction, just following fucking signs, you could get to St. Louis, Missouri? Know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I almost
I
think it's
mean,
without a fucking map or anything, it's impossible. The signs do not tell you shit, man.
but that though, you just get on an interstate highway to do that,
Yeah,
and you
that's
would
true.
find your way because that's a major, it's a major city in a state. So
Yeah, I guess.
if you just get on, whatever I-90s or I whatever
Yeah.
and go. But if like you wanted to get off and go to East Buttfuck and
Oh.
like Minnesota, yeah, I'm fucked.
Yeah. That's
Because I mean, when we drove back from Arizona, we didn't have GPS and MapQuest. We just took whatever route that our buddy told us goes east.
yeah, that's true. We
And
didn't have any sort of direction.
I still think about that sometimes, and that's
Yeah,
actually
we
what.
just drove, dude.
Yeah, we were like, fuck, we're going east and then north,
Yeah.
whatever.
When we get to
Cause
Virginia, go north.
yeah, go north. There's
That's true. I didn't
only a
think
couple
about
ways to get north, and then you gotta head east a little more.
that. Yeah. Yeah, I
But
guess.
we did it blind, kinda.
Yeah. And it worked. I mean,
Yeah,
even in the middle of the night.
we didn't get lost at all.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess when it's. And I learned recently, just in case nobody knows, and it blew my mind when I found out, but I guess it's
The
common
numbering
knowledge.
system,
The numbers actually, like odds are north and west, and
evens or
evens are east and
yeah,
west. And I was like, jeez,
yeah,
makes so much sense. It actually means something when there's,
yeah. Well, that's here in Connecticut, it's 84 and 91.
yeah,
It's you always know, or I always knew at least
yeah,
if I had to go north,
91.
find 91 or
But then again,
west.
how many times are you going north, but you just hop on 84, and you go west north? You go northwest.
Yeah, see, I don't get that either.
It goes west, but it goes upwards west.
Yeah, or down.
Because you can go up to Boston with 84 west,
Yeah, yeah, that's weird too, because you can get there with 84 or 91.
Yeah. So I guess it just like connects. I guess they all just connect to major cities,
Yeah,
but
Boston, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. But actually, I mean, that's what I did when I was saying, like, for a while there, when I would just be like, nah, I gotta go north. I would just find the highway or, like, some major street that looked like it went north, and I would just go that way. I got lost a lot. So finally, she made me take the GPS because she just uses her phone or doesn't need it really anymore
Yeah.
now that she's working closer to home.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at navigating like towns, like around here, like having done it once before at some point, kind of knowing like, oh, okay, I gotta go this way. Like kind of looking at landscapes, like, all right, I feel like I remember being here before, and I think I went that way.
Yeah, that's pretty much
You know?
what I do.
Yeah, because like I'll take coming from my buddy's house to here, I'll take what should be doing that routine. I'll take what should be like a 10-minute drive, make it into like a 20-minute drive, but learn the town. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
yeah,
drive all the way the fuck around it by trying to find my one way that I go. Like
yeah,
okay, but then you learn. You're like, if you're ever in that place, it's
yeah,
like, oh, I know where
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
kind of, it's slowly.
huh. Been here before.
But I wish Ryan was here because he's another prime example of
I think
just.
he is here.
Is he?
I just heard a car outside. He might be here.
Yeah. I hope he is because he's like the prime example for me. Because like when we used to hang out when we were younger, like what we would do, so, kind of like us, is I'd get in his car and we would just drive around. I think that's every teenager or whatever, but dude, we'd be in the town next over to my hometown. I have no fucking clue where we are. We've been driving for 20 minutes. I feel lost, but I'll be like, "Oh, where the fuck are we?" And he'll be like, "Oh, we're here." And I'm like, "Are you serious? What the fuck is this part of town?"
Yeah.
Because he used to do a lot of driving jobs, so he knows every fucking little back road around here, and it's like Jesus.
Yeah. See, that's I I feel like I've done nothing but work with like older guys, like guys that could be my father. Like
Oh yeah,
ever since I started working, pretty much outside of high school, it's always like I've never worked with anybody my age really.
yeah.
And again, it's like those older guys that will tell you directions rather than just let you use GPS. They know the name of everything, and again, I don't know the name of
Yeah.
nothing. But that I'll know like landmarks. I was working with this guy that again did road work. So he's like, "Oh yeah, you just he's naming off all these streets." I'm like, "Dude, I have no idea. Is it near the Hilton?" "Yeah, it's up on the." "Oh, okay. All right, then I know exactly where you're talking about. Fucking street name. I don't know that."
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how we got into that, but
No idea.
yeah, crazy weekend, man. Did that on Sunday, and what happened Monday? Typical work. Came home, got a call from my mother.
Uh-oh.
It's never a good thing. Uh,
Andrew, we have to talk.
well, not quite that important, but no, my mom called me up, and I'm like, oh, my mom's calling. We're in the middle of dinner. It was taco night, so I'm all pumped. And then
For you or for her?
no, for me, I'm sitting
Hello,
there.
Kim. We're having tacos tonight.
I just made a big fucking double decker taco with like the leftovers, and I was like, halfway through it, just in bliss. And my mom calls up and she's like, "Hey, what's going on? How are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing good. How are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I've been better." And I'm like, "Oh,
Oh no.
jeez." I'm like, "What happened?" And she's like, we got robbed today."
No shit.
Yeah, man. And you
At
know
the
what?
house?
Yeah, the house. I guess the house got robbed that day. And you know what's fucked up about it is my mom and my father were both home that day. So here's the story.
Yeah, what the hell happened?
So in the morning they were, hanging out working on the house and stuff. My mom was getting work done on her car. So her and my dad, I think they went to go just simply, run and get brakes or something stupid for the car. So they go out, you know, not even like 25 minutes, on the way home, stop and get schmigs, and then, come home, pull into the driveway, and there's a white truck in the driveway. So the way my parents' driveway works is, you can fit two cars up by the house, and then, you know, down there's like a turnaround. They pulled in, kind of stopped like halfway to the left where I would always park, and they saw this white truck backed up to the, to like the front of the house, I guess. Oop. So they're just kind of sitting there like like anybody would, like, who the fuck's in our driveway? Something I've done living there forever, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck. So so yeah, they pulled up and like kind of sat there for a second, and then within like a couple more seconds the truck just like flew down the driveway past them, and then like squealed the tires up the hill and left. So that's when my mom was like, "Oh fuck, something, something just happened." So yeah, I guess he like pried the doors open and went in and took like uh one of the TVs and like camera and like my mom's work computer and shit. Like all this stuff, man. It's crazy.
Fuck, did she get the license or anything?
Well, that's the crazy part is like they did that. They called the cops. Luckily, the police station's like right there, so they came and uh yeah, so like they kind of ran through the stuff. But I guess there was some a similar truck in a burglary like the next town over. So like they already had that license plate. So what they did was off the cable wire. in the back of the TV, they took DNA, like fingerprints.
Oh no
Fucking
shit.
smart, man. Yeah. So, because the only way to rip the TV out is to unscrew the fucking cable wire. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense. So, yeah, it was just a fucking weird, like,
Did
you
they
know.
did they get anything off the cable?
Well, I haven't heard anything since Monday, but yeah, they were gonna match it up with the DNA they got from the other burglary and whatever. But dude, absolutely nuts, man. Like crazy thinking about like if they didn't stop for Schmigs, like, and we're there like 5 minutes earlier, they would have like caught him in the house, like rather than just sit in his truck or whatever. But yeah, unbelievable, man. Fucking how many years? They've been in that house like 50 years, no problem. It's crazy. But yeah, I thought that was sick, man, that they like, actually did the DNA and all that with the fucking cable wire and shit.
Well, the only thing that worries me that and why I asked if they got anything is because from what I've gathered and heard is most like professional like cat burglars they
Yeah.
do it in the middle of the day. Like it's amateurs and kids that do it at night.
Oh yeah.
So if the dude's a little more professional, he might have been wearing gloves, but I think he'd take more than just a TV and a computer.
Oh. Well, isn't that a fucking coincidence?
So you tell me Ryan just got
No, I just got a dude. This is hot. This is happening right now, folks. And this is fucking weird. I just got a message from my neighbor across the street. He got a text from a girl 2 houses down. Said that a guy right over here got stuff stolen out of his car. So he said to lock my car tonight.
oh, that's probably the door in the lock I just heard. When I thought Ryan just got here, I
Yeah.
heard somebody shut a car door and lock it. Like, boop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been the neighbor. That's fucking weird, huh? What's with this time of year and people fucking stealing shit, man?
Well, everyone's closing up their windows now. You don't hear people breaking your shit as easy.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
unbelievable.
That's weird though. That somebody, they must have either been watching your parents' house or they just,
Yeah, that or just drive by all the time and notice nobody's ever home during the day, and you know,
yeah,
it's crazy, man. Yeah, it just it makes you feel like I'm obviously when I heard like got off the phone, it was just like you had a feeling of like disgust and like anger.
yeah,
And my mom is obviously creeped out about being home, knowing that somebody was there, and
mm,
yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
yeah.
It's weird. Crazy to think about that in one day. Someone can just walk in your house and fucking take everything you have.
Yeah.
But
I,
yeah,
th- that, I mean, there's a truck, but I don't remember what color it was that was jacking a house full of stuff from the wife's or my in-laws landlord's house.
oh
He
yeah,
had passed away, and this dude was like collector hoarder kind of guy.
yep,
He had a whole bunch of stuff that was in the house and out back,
yeah.
and not how you made me.
I'm sorry,
uh,
sorry, folks.
that well, she came home one day and saw a truck. I don't remember if it was white or gray or both,
Yep,
but they were in the house.
just loading shit up.
Yeah, she had to call the cops, and
Jeez.
they got out of there before the cops came. But
Huh?
I wonder if it's the same. I think they ended up catching them or figuring out who it was, a bunch of like crackheads or whatever. But
Yeah,
I wonder if it's the same guy.
might be. Yeah, I mean that area.
Yeah,
You know, it's just fucked. Fucking people, man. Yeah, I don't know.
they were on the door. I'm gonna break his fucking legs.
I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna take care of them. Jesus.
Yeah,
Well, sorry to bring the podcast down so early.
yeah, bringing it down. Like our conversation about fucking not knowing what street names are, GPS. Like that was riveting news.
Yeah, it doesn't get more riveting than that, folks. Well, if you want to bring it up, I have another funny story about It's not really a story, but it's more of an observation that I thought was hilarious. Me and the lady went to Lowe's the other weekend just to buy some like miscellaneous shit. Like we bought like a fucking cellar window cover and like a cover for the AC unit. Whoopee.
Hmm.
But anyways, so we went there. We were buying shit and we were checking out, and it was this little Asian lady or some sort of race.
Oh yeah.
No, it was like
She's some sort of something. She ain't like me.
that was this little Asian lady, and she was really nice. She's like, "How are you?" And checked out, and you know. But the thing that got me was like the second we finished paying, and like I grabbed the bag and like started walking away, and all I heard was "Thank you, come again." And I'm like, "What?" The most stereotypical thing ever. And a place like fucking Lowe's, it just didn't fit, and it totally threw me off, man. It was like social stereotype in the wrong setting, and
Yeah.
it was just like, wait a minute. I looked back, and I was like, okay. And then me and Laura looking at each other like, should we laugh? But yeah, I was like, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it.
See, I hear that all the time. But there's cute little old ladies that work at the Home Depot that I usually go to. So they're always all, kind of hunched over. Oh, thanks. Come
Yeah.
again. Always
Uh,
makes me smile.
yeah.
I'm walking out because I'm one of those guys that won't. If I can, I won't even take a bag.
Oh yeah.
Like,
It's fucking waste, man.
I got 2 gallons of paint and some brushes, and I could fit all this in my hands and my pockets. I don't need to waste a bag.
Yeah, I hear you.
Sir, you need help? No, I got this.
Yeah. Well, typical Geep style. This guy will fucking carry a fucking table saw on his back with one arm just to
Oh, that's a funny story.
just to not fucking use a cart or a bag or.
So, I needed the cap on my truck.
Recently?
Yeah, recently. And normally, you give me a hand with that.
Yeah.
But we're both so busy lately that I just needed it on the truck, or I thought I
Oh,
did.
for the winter?
Yeah, at that time, and I was moving some furniture and stuff. Whatever. So I needed it on there. So we were going to my in-laws, and Michaela was with me. And I usually don't have her help me with like physical stuff like that, because I don't want her to get hurt.
Oh, I hear you. What are you, Ben?
Yeah. Struggle with the TV while I talk to Bob. No, anyway. So,
Glad I'm not the only one who thought that. So, anyways.
get that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, go carry the heaviest object.
Yeah.
I gotta talk
I
to
got
the Bobs.
this. I got the pillows.
The boobs.
The boobs.
So, anyways.
Flocking around. So, I I have an old cap, as you know.
Yeah.
Second, third hand, whatever. And somebody sprayed like this like insulation kind of like fiberglass on the inside.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not sharp, but it's definitely like popcorn ceiling texture kind of, but a little sharper. So I I opened the back, hinge window.
Yeah.
Because I got it up on just cinder blocks, so it's like what, like 8 inches off the ground, off the dirt.
Oh,
So
I know where this is going.
I crawl under, position myself as you would think, typical Geep. Fucking just put my head down and put my shoulders and the back of my neck into it and fucking raise up like a turtle and
You
start
turtled it.
and fucking
You
walk.
fucking
I
turtled
walk
it.
across my mom's backyard.
That must have been the funniest thing from afar away.
I ran into the tree, like probably looked like I was like fucking just waddling along. All of a sudden, boom. Drift to one side, try not to drop it. Boom, hit something else. Drift to the other side.
Oh, man.
It was getting heavy after like 30 feet of doing this and like digging in. Like it was like starting to burn on my shoulders, and I thought it was just because it was heavy. I was like, oh man, fuck.
Mr. Stamina.
But you finally get over there and just like kind of like, just like push it off my shoulders and like throw it onto the truck.
Just leg press it up.
And I mean, then I got it on. I tried to slide it, and it fell over, so I had to get up and do the turtle on the bed of the truck, walk it back over, and put it down. It was a whole ordeal. And Michaela's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't help." It's like, "No, I don't want you to help.
Yeah.
Whatever."
Jesus,
Didn't
in
want
that situation, fucking make her help, man.
Nah.
Whatever.
So I got it myself because a couple weeks before I went over, I stopped at my mom's because on the way home from work, and I tested the idea to see if I could do it myself, just
Yeah.
in case you weren't available. And
Never got
yep,
a phone call.
I could do it. So whatever. So I got it on, and then when we finally got home that night, I was like, I finally said something to her. I was like, man, I think the cap scratched me up on my shoulders. I could still kind of feel it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yo.
Ryan's here,
Uh-oh.
and just to finish the story up, check your phone.
Oh, yeah, what's he out there creeping on you?
Hey, tell that guy.
Tell him to check his phone, damn it. That's weird. Sorry, folks, we'll just transition in here.
Yeah, the guy's like, "Hey, you friends with the neighbor?" I was like, yeah.
I'm going into his house, aren't I?
Could have been a robber and you fucked it up.
Thanks, buddy.
Where's
Yeah.
put my jacket?
Oh, wherever, dude. Smart taking it off. It gets pretty hot in here.
Yeah.
So,
We get pretty sweaty. Oh, finish before Ryan sits down. At any rate, so that night we get home, I say something, then I take off my shirt because I kind of felt wet through my shirt.
oh,
And
that's never good.
Typically wear just like a plain black pocket tee. Take it off, and it was like it almost like just tattooed me. It just like dug in. So
Ugh.
then there was like all little black lint. So I hit for like 2 weeks. As it healed, I had like these little patches, shoulder patches. I just like scabs where I carried the cap on my shoulder.
Nice. That's fucking. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Ryan joining us, coming back from the. You might remember him from the first episode. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just turn
Is
his
it
mic
too
on.
loud or too
Yeah,
quiet?
we got levels if you need it.
It's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
You
Hear
sure?
yourself?
We could turn it up or down if it's too loud or too quiet.
I'm just trying to adjust.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
That's good.
So yeah, welcome. Thanks for coming back, buddy.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I guess the neighbor hit me up, and I guess a couple cars were getting broken into
Really?
down the street.
Oh shit.
So yeah, let me just hit him up real quick. Sorry.
Thanks, guy.
Tell him he just showed up. He's gonna start breaking into cars now.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just saying to like lock my car at night and shit. Cause normally, honestly, I come in the house, I don't fucking remember if I hit the button or not.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm so used to just, you know.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I was, well, I don't, well, I was telling him it was weird because I just told a story. I guess my folks got their house broken into
Really.
on Monday.
Really.
So yeah, I don't want to tell the story.
Oh.
Yeah,
But they took like a TV and like I'm being a dick, but yeah, they took like a TV and like my mom's work computer, a nice camera, like some jewelry and shit, and yeah, it was just one guy in a white truck, and he just fucking showed up when they left for like 25 minutes, and then he showed up, took
Holy
a bunch of
shit.
shit, and took like they got home when he was there, and he just fucking took off. Yeah, it was crazy. And then I get this fucking text like 5 minutes later that shit's getting broken into over here.
Not even.
Yeah.
It was like you ended the story and got a text.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But
No, I mean I've been hearing about it, but I've no one personal, no one I knew was getting broken into. I'm on that Sulington Talks,
oh right.
and everybody says lock your cars, make sure there's nothing valuable in it, and blah blah blah. And
They were having a problem for a long time, weren't they?
yeah, and every once in a while, like I don't know, it was a few weeks ago, I noticed that there was a car driving down my street, and it's a main road, so I mean, there's constant people driving down it.
Yeah.
And then you got the walking trail and whatnot right across the street too, so there's tons of people always around. And I noticed this green Pontiac Grand Am, and it's like loaded with like 5 kids. And I'm just figuring, kid just got his license, driving around,
Yeah.
but they're all like staring at me. I'm like,
Like creeping by?
yeah, like going really slow. The other hazards on first, parked in front of a house, and there's like a bunch of kids. I'm like, oh, maybe they're picking somebody up, or.
Yeah, you never know with kids like
But
that.
they're all staring at me as I'm like backing out of my driveway, because I didn't want to hit them. They had their hazards on. They were going slow, so I was like, all right, whatever. And then they continue to like keep staring at me as I'm like pulling out, and there's like 2 kids staring at me while I'm driving behind them. I'm like, whatever. And then they pull onto a street that goes parallel to me, and they're all staring at me again. I'm like, this is freaking weird.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever. I didn't really think much of it, and then usually late at night, it was like maybe a week after. I usually go outside and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Just
Because you got a
before I go
really
to
nice
bed.
like front porch that you can sit out
Yep.
and watch everybody.
I try to keep an eye on the neighborhood.
Just
and whatnot.
watching everybody.
No,
I
like
do.
he's
It's
got
fun.
the perfect front porch. It's like it's got a cover. It's a porch. With 2 chairs that you can literally see the street and everything.
It's got a roof. It's the porch.
But it's a nice panoramic view. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yes. You can see all the way down one side and all the way down the other, and just
Yeah.
it's fucking awesome.
But then it was like I don't know. I got a big tree at the end of my driveway, and I was standing over by there because I creep. And, people driving by my house, I don't want them to think I'm a creep, so they don't even bother coming near me. So I'm like, all right. So I'm just, crouching down, having a cigarette by the street, and that car comes down one of the side roads. Well, a car was going down one of the side roads. It was at night, and it takes a left towards me, towards my house, and it was that same car because I saw it underneath the street light. Like, no shit, full of kids again. I'm like, and then they like got their headlights and they must have just saw me next to a tree, and they immediately stopped, reversed in their lane. There's no traffic. It was late at night, and they like sped off back up the same street they came from. Like, all right, well I'm watching out for this car now. It's just odd.
Yeah.
People pass by your house every day, and I'm not like a skeptic or like freaking loony, but if I see a constant car like slowly going by the house or like going around the neighborhood, and I don't know who they are, because I know all the cars
Yeah.
that are like parked at houses. I know what times they come in usually, like after work.
No, not creepy at
No,
all.
I know everybody what they do.
Yeah, well, there's John. He's coming in about 5:45.
I guess I'm the good creep.
No, yeah,
Don't
no.
bother
I'm
nobody,
just
but
fucking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he had a bologna sandwich today. From what I know, it was pretty good.
Seriously, it's weird the habits that you pick up. You don't really, people will probably look at you and be like, "Guy's staring out his window a lot." Like every once in a while, like I go out my bedroom window and I could sit on my roof, which is above my porch, and I would sit out there and stargaze. And every once in a while, like mess around with my camera. Actually, I brought that
Nice.
to mess with taking pictures at night to get
The
the
aperture.
moon and like what is it, the aperture or what? So
Yeah,
you can. It takes more light in. You have to keep it really still and get a nice clear picture of night without any flash.
We all know that's impossible.
So, yeah. So I'd like fool around with that and whatnot, and just sit out there, smoke a cigarette, have a beer. I sound like a fucking redneck.
No.
The more that I talk about
He's
it,
looking out the window, opening the curtain with a shotgun.
Who the fuck is that?
Who there? Who there?
No, you want to talk redneck, man. I mean, 2 points. One, people like you fucking keep a neighborhood going, because guy across the street that talked to you, he's like that, man. He sits out there, he knows everything that goes on,
Yep.
and he relays it to me, so it's good. But you want to talk redneck, if you go down the street here, there's like a little ranch with like a front porch, and there's like 8 or 9 different kinds of chairs just lined up along the front porch, and there's just one guy that sits just sits there with like 10 literally different kinds of like fancy, you know.
Maybe he's got those like Sunday through Saturday chairs, you know.
Yeah,
That
sit
he's
here
looking
with
for a friend.
yeah.
You ever think of stopping and talking?
No, that's not me.
Just looking for a friend.
Is he gonna stop? Is he gonna stop?
He's slowing down.
No, but yeah, trust me, there's worse
Yeah.
people out there than you, man.
Yeah.
Ugh, people with fucking half a car on their front lawn and
Yeah.
tubs.
Hey, come on now.
It's getting personal.
Different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, like, you know, the strange habits, you know, people do day to day and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like fucking people keeping shit. Like, you know, there's like iconic houses that, you know, everybody just knows. It's not even like you know who lives there, but I don't know, what's a good example? Sorry, group text.
No, those are the worst.
Like there was a house on Mountain Vernon Road in Southington that had it had like that weird street light on it.
Yeah.
And the house looked all boarded up, and it just looked like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
Oh, you mean the scariest house in existence that we used to see all the time down there?
Yeah, you go down, and then it would have like a random like loader or excavator in the front yard. So it's like,
Yeah. And it's like at nighttime. Let me set the picture. At nighttime, it's like super heavily wooded behind it and kind of in front of it, and it's set way back. But for some reason, there's always that eerie, like you said, the eerie yellow light
yeah,
that just like illuminates the house and creates all these shadows that just it just looks like death lives
yeah,
there.
it's like Halloween all the time, or I don't know. It just looks like a perfect setup for, you know, someone's gonna be running around the house screaming, someone's got a knife or an
Yeah,
axe
and then
chasing them.
just hands come out and grab him,
Yeah,
pull him in.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Who runs around the house in a horror movie?
Just directly around the
Just
perimeter.
around the house.
It's just taking dead right turns. Yeah.
There's always a car that won't start. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Well,
what Mitch Hedberg
Jerry.
said one time. He's like, you know, if I was a mechanic and the car wouldn't start, he's like, well, maybe someone's, gonna kill you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot funnier when he said it.
So what have you been up to, man? I mean, besides work, how's everything been? It's been a couple weeks since we've had you on this.
Yeah, I know. It's busy around the house doing some little shit. Like last night, I was freaking aiming a light at 9 o'clock at night, and of course, that was my source of light. Like outside motion lights.
Oh, right, right.
When my mother walks up on the back porch, she got light so she can see because the other one burnt out.
Yeah.
So I was trying to aim it for her because, you know, she had her boyfriend put it in, and, you know, it wasn't aim. He just put it in, and it was enough light for the meantime. Then last night I'm trying to aim this, and me being used to being an apprentice for an electrician, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that in like 5 minutes. There's like 20,000 adjustments.
Can't tell you how many times
Oh.
Michaela's heard that. Yeah, 5 minutes.
No.
That's a 2-minute job.
Yeah,
Never.
10 minutes. We'll go.
And so I'm trying to do that on this little stupid step stool outside. It's freaking cold as hell. I'm in just my shorts and, you know, just like nothing. And I'm just cold. I'm like, God, this ain't gonna take 5 minutes. Now I need a Phillips head. Now I need a wrench. Now I need this.
Isn't that how it always is?
And I'm just like, what the hell? So then I gotta go shimmy around the house to find everything I need because I don't have anything in one location.
You're just shimmying around the house.
Yeah.
Just dancing your way through the house. Hey, just looking for a screwdriver.
Yep. And then I'm
That's how it is, man. Rather than like bringing your entire like little toolbox, you're like, oh, I need a screwdriver, but then you realize you need 8 more tools, 8 different times.
yeah.
So you just keep going back and forth rather than just bringing your one fucking box. I do it all the time, and I get so pissed.
Yeah.
It's like, when am I gonna learn?
Yeah, so I adjusted everything. It's perfect. I walk away for 1 second. It was still on test. So I walked away for like 1 second, shuts off. I'm like, oh, now I gotta play with this. So I'm playing with like the time, like, oh, what's this switch? And then I like mess with that, and then yeah.
Dude,
So
they're complicated
Yeah.
nowadays, man.
ended up taking me like 20 extra minutes because the light kept turning on and off, on and off, on and off. I'm trying to hold a cell phone with the light on it, and it wasn't working out.
I'm sure Missy was inside just hitting the light switch on you. Just fuck
Is it
you.
on? Is it on? Is it
Fuck
working?
you.
So then I get inside after all that, and then Missy's sitting on the couch. I'm like, oh, where's Cora? I'm like, oh wait, this is not good. I mean, it happens. She runs away for 5 seconds. She was like playing with the dog. And then the dog walks into the living room, and my daughter's not following the dog. So I'm like, all right, she's getting into something. So then I go into the other room, and I'm like, Cora. I'm like looking all around. I'm like, shit, did she like jump out the door as soon as like I came in and I didn't see her? I'm
Yeah,
thinking
she's super
somewhere else.
mobile nowadays, right?
Yeah, and she's hiding behind the curtains, and
tuck and
she's
roll.
laughing. And I'm like, she's in the spare bedroom. She's just laughing behind the curtains. I'm like, what are
That's
you
pretty
doing?
creepy.
I pull the curtains back, and she's got one of those, like UPS style like markers, like most permanent marker ever. And she's got it in her mouth, and she's drawn all over her face and all over her arms. It shit's everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even think twice. I just ripped her shirt off, ripped her pants off, straight in her diaper, put her in the sink. I took a whole thing of like the Dove's hand soap,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just fucking poured it all over her head, and I like scrubbed her with the freaking. I scrubbed her with the sponge, and she's like, she thinks it's funny. She's playing with the on and off switch for the water, and she's got it all the way on hot, and then she's yelling that it's hot. And then I'm like, well, what the hell? So I'm like shutting that off, turning on cold water, turns back on the hot water. It's just a
Awesome.
mess.
Oh man.
And then she got soap all in her eyes and stuff. Well, I mean, that was my fault, but I didn't care at that point. I was just like,
You're
oh,
gonna
whatever.
take it, damn
You're
it.
gonna like it.
That's what happens when you play with markers.
Yeah.
You get soap in your eyes.
Yeah. It's a good trade-off. She'll
Want
never.
color? No.
She'll never forget.
Starts
Least
blinking real-
artistic kid in school.
I'm not allowed to express myself.
She walks in the art class, just starts blinking real hard.
We're all fucked up for some reason or another. That's gonna be hers.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's like, wow. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
that's funny. How old is she now?
She's 2.
Oh man,
Yeah, and she's
crazy.
she's got her own sense of attitude. She's like no to everything I say. Doesn't like me yet. Only when nobody else is home.
Yeah.
So.
All right, they call it terrible twos, right?
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
That's
What?
terrible.
They call it terrible twos, right?
Terrible.
The terrible twos.
Yeah.
Why?
Terrible.
I
So
don't know.
that's I don't.
When they
couldn't,
start like.
couldn't tell you. Yeah, it's like I think that's when they start like saying no and getting their own personality and like just like fucking with you.
I did notice that, like, one time I was over there, like, oh, son of a bitch. We were there. No, one time I was over there, like, normally you guys would be like, Cora, do this.
Yeah.
And, like, now, when she was younger, she'd, mimic, like, say a dog or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
But, like, now you ask her to do it, and she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
She just gives you that look, like, fuck you.
Yeah, she's got sass. Like,
Yeah.
all the time. She'll
She's
listen to mommy for the most part, but I mean, she's at home with her all day, so I understand she's gonna listen to her more.
Yeah.
But me, not so much. I'll come home, she'll like come running over to me, and I'll be like, "Give me a kiss," and she's like,
Nah.
"No," and she'll be like, "Hold me," and then I'll like pick her up, and she's like, "Put me down." I'm like, "What the hell was the point of holding you?" It's she's just difficult.
I'm bored
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, pretty much.
This was so 2013.
This is like
That's how it goes, I guess.
Yeah. Women. Who
Yeah.
needs them?
That's
You live in a house full of them.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So now that you're here, Ryan, I don't know. I got a pretty good story if you guys are down.
Now the party starts.
Something that happened to me today at work.
All right.
All right. So I'll lay down a little backstory here. So, as you know, because you're obviously there too, but got a new job. It's super strict, type of deal where you can't have your phone because it's like a government type building or whatever. So you can't have your phone on you. You know, you pretty much, can't no food or drink, nothing like that. So, it was like after break, middle of the day, and I'm like, man, I really got to shit. So the way the way that we work pretty much on one end of the building, and the bathroom is on the other end.
Yeah.
So you got a fucking trick,
Got a
So,
whole ass.
I'm like,
Start sweating.
yeah. So, so I'm like, all right, I got to shit. So I start making the fucking. What did I think? I thought of a good. I started making the clench walk, if you will.
Oh.
And as soon as I like start to pull into the main like hallway area,
What are
I
you
see
driving a golf cart?
no, no, it's like as soon as I get out of her area and like take a right to walk down, it's literally it's like a huge straight hallway, like not a hallway but like a just walkway,
Yeah.
dead straight forever. So as soon as I start going that way, I see this other guy coming, and I'm like, oh jeez. So I see him coming, and I'm like, oh, how you doing? He works like across from us, so I'm like, oh, how's it going? He says hi. Now this guy's like fucking 6'5", super tall. And I'm like, all right, I really hope this guy's not going to the bathroom. So we're like walking side by side. Now, because he has probably double the leg size I do, he just fucking pulls ahead. By the time we get to the end of that walkway, he's like way the fuck up there. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy walks fast. And I really got to shit at this point. So all right, so I go in. I'm like, go in maybe like 2 seconds after him. And like turn the corner where there's like 3 stalls and then some urinals, and it's kind of like set back a little bit, and you kind of like go around the corner and it's set back, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as I walk around, I look, all 3 doors are shut. So I'm like, oh fuck, dude, that guy beat me or whatever. So lockers are in the same thing. So I go over to my locker, drink some coffee, just kind of clenching, just like, Jesus Christ, somebody get out of that bathroom. So
why are you drinking coffee to make it worse?
well, because if someone came in, I didn't want to just be fucking standing there
Twiddling your
with
thumbs.
my legs next to each other, like, just standing there. So I'm like,
Let it go.
I'm drinking some coffee, nobody's coming out. So I'm like, all right. So I put my coffee back, and I'm just like on my phone acting like I'm doing something important, just like standing there. And still nobody's come out.
So now, can you see if there's feet underneath? Or
No,
you
right
just...
where I am, like in the locker area, I can't see any of the bathrooms because you kind of have, they're like, there's
a
sink,
divider.
there's a divider with sinks, and it's basically almost
I
like
gotcha.
another separate room.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there just waiting for someone to come out of that little hallway.
Yeah.
And that means that the fucking
that
thing's
is.
open. So I'm standing there waiting, on my phone. Luckily, I put my phone back and grab coffee again, and in walks the boss. Now, he's like another, like, real big, he's an old gentleman. What'd you say? He's like 55? Older.
Which guy?
The guy that everybody's scared of. The big guy with bald head.
Alright, I'm just gonna not say his name. But
No,
yeah.
no. So he walks in, and, I can tell. He walks in, he turns the corner, kind of looks at me like, why is this guy in here? So at this point, I'm like, all right, I really hope someone gets out of these stalls real quick. Because I cannot stand here any longer with my fucking the boss, like, in here. So.
It's funny, he usually doesn't go in there.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right. I didn't walk in and check the stalls to see if they were all full. All the doors were shut, but I was like, maybe there's a chance. Especially with, I was like, either I try that again and he knows why I'm standing around,
Right.
or I just fucking take off. So I was like, I'll take A, I'll check the doors and get the fuck out of there. So I fucking clench it back up, walk walk over to the little hallway, and it's like as soon as like I'm like turning the corner to go into the hallway, I see our boss like standing there and like turn, and at this point kind of doing like a sitting on a horse like straddle motion, but during that like he was going to like tuck his pants in type thing, you know, like with everything unbuckled, but like
Oh, okay. I
like
got
a
it.
straddle
Alright,
motion.
Yeah.
But like in the process of him doing that, his pants fell down. So I got to see for a split second my boss standing there in his tighty whities with his fucking like struggling to get his pants back on, and I was like, just like started walking down the hallway and was like, oh fuck, and just turned around and left. It was like the most like split second, like oh, like I really hope he didn't hear me, like because I'm not sure if I said something out loud or not, but I was like, oh Jesus, and then just fucking left.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I didn't see it for the rest of the day, thankfully.
I'll never look at him the same now.
But dude, it was just like pants down. And I was like, oh fuck. And then I ended up going like another 4 hours without shitting because I was like, I do not want to go back in there.
Oh my god.
He's still in there fighting with his pants.
Jesus, these things. But yeah, it was the most ridiculous. It just fucking made. You know, I'm pretty good at getting myself. I mean, that's the average. Is I get myself into a lot of awkward, shitty situations. One because I'm an idiot, and one I'm a fucking asshole, and I say the wrong thing all the time. But oh man, I really fucked up this time. Because
It's not like you're like, no!
what are you doing? No, but Jesus Christ, that makes a day, man. I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Fucking seeing a 65-year-old man in tighty whities struggling to pull his pants up. It's like, fuck. Oh, that'll make your day.
Oh, man.
You end up taking a picture and using it as like blackmail.
Yeah. What are you doing in the bathroom? Oh, yeah. So that was.
Yeah, my
That's
jaw
awesome.
hurts now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Well.
man.
Can't top that, so see you next week.
Yeah, that was. It was quite a day.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna tell him because like I saw him right afterwards, and I was like, "Oh man, I got a story for you."
But I think you saved it.
Yeah.
And that was
I was
good.
like, you know what? I'll tell him later.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Some things you just never want to see, but I mean, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, but that's one of those things there you don't want to see, but you're happy you saw it just for the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
No, P.S. There's another bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The look on your face. Somebody just slapped your dog in front of you.
You serious?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, tell me about that later. But
Yeah. Right.
oh Jesus, are you talking about the ones in the front office?
Yeah.
You can use those?
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, I was on the brink.
That I've done that a million times. You walk in, and all three doors are closed.
That's a guarantee, right?
Just about, because there's a lot of assholes at work who just feel like sitting down.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, I'm gonna go and check or, you know, talk to my
Well,
wife.
it's the only time, yeah, you can use your phone is in the shitter or
Yeah.
on break. So.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a separate one. Man, it's its own stall and there's a urinal. But the awkward thing was there was one day where I was in the bathroom in the office one, and that's where all like the big wigs use and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's like always smelling nice and blah blah blah, and there are automatic towel dispenser like there's 10 feet, so you don't have to keep ripping them off.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I'm gonna fuck with that one day because I know how they work. And anyways, so yeah, I was in there and I was taking a dump. And I'm sitting in there, and there's this guy who sits up in the front office, and he's a complete asshole. Like, you could say, hi, hey, how are you? And he'll look at you, like, coming down the hall or something, and he might blink at you, but that's about it. He's no reaction, just keeps walking. I'm like, this guy's a fucking prick. I was like, but what am I, I'm not going to waste my time saying, like, hey, man, why don't you just say hi.
Yeah, it ain't worth it.
It's not worth anybody's time.
No.
Don't even talk to you. Don't even worry about it. But anyways, so I noticed, through the crack, he came in while I was taking a dump.
Oh, that's the worst.
And I heard he treated one of the other guys in our assembly area like crap the other day, like gave him a bunch of shit and whatnot. So I was like, all right, I'm just sitting right here. And you can hear him like almost tapping his feet, like waiting for me to come out, the only stall that's in there. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I was very, I don't know. I was taking an emotional shit, I guess you could say.
What the fuck?
I don't know how to describe it. So I just went, I was very, very obnoxious taking my shit. And he freaking he just took off. And there's a small, almost like stall door before you go out into the main office.
Oh, one of those little entryway things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he slammed it, and you heard him whoa, say something as you went out. So I was like, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Succeeded that day, buddy.
So what is he in charge of?
He just runs the front desk. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's a sports guy, right? Well, yeah, I don't want to get too specific.
I don't know what he is.
You mean John?
But yeah, he's a very egotistical person. You could see it. Even when he talks to all the coworkers, he has to make a scene, seem like he's the cool guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
Drama.
I feel like I have to fix my chair here.
Well, you alright?
Yeah. I just.
So yeah, before I went, now that you're here, we can get into it. But well, didn't hear that. But before we left work, we were watching the TV, remember, and we saw
the caskets getting the tombstones getting kicked.
Some fucking vandalizers in a town in Connecticut are fucking kicking over and breaking tombstones and smashing them in half and super fucked up, man.
Obviously, just no respect. Either some freaking kids, thinking it's it's cool, I can kick over a tombstone, or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. There's no excuse for that kind of crap.
No. I mean, the one thing that lives on forever of you existed,
Right.
beyond your family and. But the reason I brought it up was not to bring it down.
That's my job.
Yeah.
No, it was I was just sitting on the internet, kind of hanging out, and
Sitting on it?
no, I was sitting on the internet just hanging out, and I saw this article about I guess now they came up with this new technology where they can after you're cremated, they can take a certain part of the ashes and crush them and turn your I guess ashes into a diamond.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Did you see that?
Diamond forever.
Well, it's not a diamond because it's not, but it's it looks like a stone. It's a super shiny looking.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. They offered that to us when my dog passed away. We had to put her down, and that's something they offered. And I was like, wow, that's freaking crazy. But just me, I'd rather have ashes because if I got, a gem or whatever, they turn the ashes into, I'd probably lose it.
That's what I was thinking.
So I need something big, And because I would be pissed at myself forever, you know.
Yeah, if you
So.
lost it. But it's crazy, man. The technology they have nowadays, and like,
Could always hide it in your butt.
yeah.
Get a little butt piercing.
They do.
Every time I shit, I remember him.
That rough son of a bitch. Get it? No. No. People do get like piercings that just sit or embedded in your skin.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be sick, dude.
Like-
If you die,
Well, we also said in school, if I die before you, you got to make a nut out of my bone for a guitar.
oh yeah, yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's pretty cool.
Grind up the femur.
Yeah,
Or if it's wacky, you could always do the funny bone.
yeah. Well, that or I don't know if you plan on getting ashes, but I'd probably do the whole stereotypical tattoo thing. Put the ashes in the ink. Don't people do that?
I've never heard of that.
You never heard of that?
No.
Doesn't
No.
that happen?
That I don't think so.
People
That
put the ashes in the
seems-
ink,
seems
and then you.
very unsterile to me.
Sounds like what people used to do, like cut their skin open, like
Prison tattoos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a prison tattoo to me.
Maybe I'm making sure.
Well, no. I mean, I don't know.
I think you're
I have
going
no
one
ink on my
step
skin.
beyond Blood Brothers.
Yeah, I want you in me, bro.
Fucking burn and then in.
Jesus.
Very interesting.
But yeah, I guess it's cheaper also. Just to make yourself into a diamond rather than burying or anything like that. It's super cheap. It's like $5,000 as opposed to like 15 or something. So,
Yeah.
on that side of things.
I don't know.
I would think it'd be more expensive. I know getting cremated is cheaper than like a whole fucking burial thing, but
Yeah.
who knows how much they'd charge for.
I think that'd be really funny. Yeah, sorry to cut you guys off.
No, go.
Yeah.
Well,
This is going nowhere.
I think I think what would be funny is because I would rather go out in being humorous than being all like sad and death. Oh, I would want to be cremated and it be requested by one person to know that I was cremated, but have someone make like a gelatin, like those shit they use on MythBusters.
The dummies.
Make it, yeah. And
I know
then
the word.
dress it up and whatnot, and have the face look like me. Because sometimes you look at the funeral, and you're like, it doesn't really look like him,
Yeah,
But for that to happen to me, if I were to die at elderly age or still had a face, but cremate me, and then put me in someone's coffee. Like a Folgers cup, like Folgers can, and like have someone friggin', mix me up with some coffee so it tastes, somewhat like coffee, and then they could just be, the person who knows about it be like, you just drank Ryan. You're like, wait, what? And then you'd be like, yeah.
And then you shit right after.
You just shit Ryan.
I don't know. I would like.
He always was a sailor.
What?
I was never in the Navy, but I always wanted to be there. Yeah.
They did that in the show,
They did that in a movie.
The Leftovers. The newest show on HBO there.
Oh yeah, I don't got that. So
It was really
Yeah.
good, but the show's about like people disappearing, and I'm not spoiling it because if you read any, it's like one day, like a quarter of the population just disappears
yeah.
with like just straight up vanishes, and then like the show takes place 3 years later, and just kind of how they're living with it.
Yeah.
Really fucking awesome show.
Sounds.
But the reason I bring it up is one of the things they did in the show was for what?
I heard your four echo.
like people could pay to for people that vanished. They give the company like as many pictures as they can
Yeah.
to that person, to the company, I mean, and they'll make like a replica doll that
Oh,
looks exactly like the person that disappeared, and then you bury that person or the doll
that's
in the
really
ground.
weird.
Yeah,
That's
and
creepy.
they look like they're obviously fake, but they look just and they feel just like a real person, and they would bury them or do whatever
Yeah.
with them. But
I could see a lot of weird requests coming from that. Be like, yeah, I got this picture of like this person, and I just want to bring him home, you know.
well, that's pretty much
Get
it.
some necrophiliacs being like, yeah, all right.
Technically dead, technically didn't. You know, they disappeared, but
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's basically the real doll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's yeah,
those are creepy.
yeah, it's
Yeah, they
fucking
are.
weird, man. I've seen a couple movies about those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's like there's one with what's his name, Ryan Gosling, Lars and the Real Girl, and there's another one that's like a horror one where they it doesn't matter. We just end this. It doesn't matter. But anyways, yeah, I mean they're super fucking weird, man. But
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, when you punch him in the face.
Really
Easy, clean.
wail on 'em.
What?
What?
Yeah.
So,
What about you guys? I feel like I'm bringing up all the topics here,
anyways,
man. Bringing up all the stories and
bringing it home.
you know,
Heavy hitter.
what the fuck's going on?
One thing I did this week or weekend, we went to Target and I got another pair of headphones
Yeah.
for this, and the wife was looking, she was shopping, and I was a typical guy, whatever kid, ran off to the electronic store. Oh, okay, I'll see.
That's me every time.
If I'm going, I'm not staying with you.
That's right.
That's exactly how it goes.
I want to go look
Fine,
at the
I'll
movies.
go, but
Want to look at the movie?
so well, I checked prices, and I went to go find her. I mean, not that I had to ask her if I could get them, but just I don't know. I checked prices and um, I was pushing the cart for some reason. I took away. Okay, I'll be back.
Yeah, she's shopping.
I just left with the cart. And she's the one shopping. So
Would she get another one?
no. Well, anyway, so
Well, fine then.
jeez, make me carry everything. So I looked, didn't have a good selection, so I'm trying to find her right now. And then there's this young 16-year-old girl working there, and it just made me feel like so old because she's like, "Do you need help? Are you looking for something in particular?" And she's like trying to be real sweet and like, can I help? It's just like, yeah, just looking for my wife.
There it is.
And she's like, well, I can't help you with that. I was like, yeah, I know, thanks.
You're officially 75 years old.
What?
Where the fuck's my wife?
I want to hear.
I want to go home.
Help! Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So I told her about it. She's like, why does everybody ask you if you need help? Do you just look that lost?
Yeah. All the time.
Where am I? Pushing a cart everywhere. Oh, man. Anyways.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So apparently I look lost all the time. And it's only when I'm with her. Because when I'm not with her, I'm on a mission. Nobody even looks at me.
Get it
Just
done.
because I got a mission. I'm walking. I'm almost like speed walking.
Sir, do you need help?
Yep.
Oh no! Like today at Radio Shack when I went in to get an adapter, knew what I was going for, knew where in the store it was, but Radio Shacks are always, a tiny store.
Yeah.
I was telling Gam earlier. Walk in and there's these two guys working. One's just sitting at the register, not doing anything, and one's like actually working, stocking the shelf, taking stuff out of the boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's clearly busy. And I'm just, again, I'm on a mission. Not throw open the door, but I walk in, I'm getting to it. And he's like, "Oh, hey, can I help you?" I was like, "Nah, I know what I'm here for. I'm all set, thanks." He's like, "Oh yeah, what are you looking for?" I was like, a eighth to a quarter inch adapter." He's like, "Oh yeah." And I was like walking to it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, they're over there." I was like, "All right, thanks, whatever."
Didn't notice.
Yeah, I already know where it is. So I get over there. I'm like looking at them, because there's a couple different kinds. I was deciding which one. And he's like, "Oh yeah, so what did you need? The quarter to an eighth?" I was like, "No, the eighth to a quarter. I got it, thanks." And he's like, "Oh yeah, they're right there, right in front of you." I was like, "Okay, thanks. Don't need any help."
I'm surprised that place is still open.
I know.
It's
Honestly, though, they got fucking everything.
They do.
Like
They do
electronic wise,
yeah.
they got the small shit that nobody's got.
Yeah, because like I looked at, trying to be cheap. I looked at, like I said, Target, Walmart. They don't have anything.
Yeah, that's what
Radio
stinks.
Shack has everything.
But yeah, I mean, it's never my first choice.
No.
Just because of that reason that it's
Yeah.
so small and
Yeah.
fucking weird.
It's almost like you're guilted into talking to someone there. Like, I went there to go and look for a cell phone case real quick one day after I just got my phone. And I was like, oh, I'll pop in there really quick. So I go in and, there's like a ton of people in there. I'm like, perfect. Because kind of, I don't know. It's like, I really feel like they have to talk to you because nobody else comes in there.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking at cell phone covers, and I'm just like, no, that one's too expensive. And then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna walk out. And as soon as I'm walking out, he's like, oh, you need a cell phone cover? I'm like, nah.
Game over.
I'm like, what am I supposed to say? I was like, I gotta go.
No.
So I just walked out.
I was just joking.
Got a phone call. I just. Yeah.
I find what I need at the most random places you wouldn't think you'd find it. Like, for instance, the cell phone cover I got, life-proof case, pretty nice. Freaking like $90 usually. So I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna spend the money and get it. I'll just get something cheaper, but that's still durable. And I end up going to TJ Maxx, and they have iPhone 5 cases for $39.
What?
Brand new. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and I was like, well, if I spent like $30 on a different one that wasn't as, nice, that's fine. But then I was like 10 more bucks, so I was happy with that. So like I go to TJ Maxx, and I'm like, find all this stuff that I want or like that I could use for like a third the price.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
I never would have thought to look there for a cell phone case.
Yeah.
neither would I. I
They got
went
the
to the one in the
weirdest
Meriden Mall, and that's where I found it. Because I went to the one over in Southington first, and they got a variety of some stuff, but usually it's all like picked through and stuff like that. But I went to the Meriden Mall, and it's actually a lot nicer.
It's not a shithole.
No, surprisingly not. It's not that bad.
I mean, I'll be honest. That
You
that
say
place.
Meriden Mall, and then it's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's a fucking dump.
That's another place like what you say. You go in, you know what you need, and then you get out. Because I'm like, all right, well, there's about 10, food stands in the middle. Some guys selling stickers over here, something like that. Ton of cell phone places. And I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go in, and I either go to like Zoomies and I look at stickers, see if they got any hoodies on sale, which they never do. They're always the same price. They're like, buy one, get one half off. I'm like, no.
That's never a good deal.
No.
No, I'm like, I want to buy one, get two free, something like that. I'm cheap now, man. When it comes to clothes and stuff, I don't care. I mean, half the stuff I wear, I just wear at work, so it's not like I'm need anything special.
That's me. I have like going out T-shirts and jeans because all my other shit is just ripped up, dirty jeans and T-shirts from work because that's all I do.
Yep,
Pretty much.
I have brand new Carolina boots, awesome boots. I barely wear them because if I bring them to work, they're gonna get crap real quick. So I have this old pair of Tims I've had through like 3 jobs. There's water that seeps into the bottom. I got a huge gaping hole in the front. You can see the whole steel toe. So like every once in a while, like take some material from work that's like excess and just put it on to seal it up. Like today I painted it black so it wasn't as shiny.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean I just have crap clothes for work, and I think I have like maybe 2 or 3 shirts that I'll wear out,
Yeah.
for nicer occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, myself and you, man. That's what it was all about. Fresh tea, bro.
Dude.
Fresh
Yeah.
tea, bro.
Yep. It was like if I was going out on the weekends, like I'd be like, I've worn this shirt too many times. I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna get a brand new T-shirt. That way I don't gotta iron it. Nothing. Because I used to be all about ironing everything,
You always look good though.
pants, shirt, and or like if I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, my freaking hoodie, everything. And now I'm just like, it's wrinkled. Whatever, throw it on. I don't even give a crap really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baby and everything. I don't even care as long as it's
Just find something without vomit on it.
yeah. Vomit or shit or whatever. I'll wear it.
Nah,
Just wearing my poop shirt today.
what's that on your shirt?
I was doing leaves earlier. Wear the poop shirt.
Yeah.
Got like 3 leaves stuck to it. Oh.
Oh man.
Speaking of leaves, it's gonna snow apparently tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight in the morning.
Just saying.
Crazy, man. It's what? Middle of November already and it's snowing?
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be all over Facebook as soon as snow hits. You're going to see snow posts all day.
Yeah.
I love the snow.
I hate the snow.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got to go to work. It's cold.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know I have it. I go on it, I look at stuff, I'm like, wow, that's stupid, and then I close it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Facebook, didn't we get some comments or something, questions on our Facebook account? Keeping game,
I think we did, but
By the way, that's not stupid. You should check that out.
what?
No, the Facebook.
Oh, yeah, the page.
I'm trying to turn it all down, but
No, I know. Yeah, but the
Oh, to bring it back, going into like Radio Shack and stuff,
Yeah.
and like when they like try and start those awkward conversations, I always want to, and I never do, but I always want to just like turn around on them. They're like, "Oh, can I help you?" No, can I help you? Just start acting,
Yeah.
start acting like you work there.
Yeah.
Have you found God?
That'll shut them up.
Sir, you need to leave.
It's funny, like you could probably walk into a Radio Shack, and you guys know in audio and music and all that other good stuff. You could probably tell them a few things that they don't know.
I don't know about that, but
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about any of this hooked up right now. So
Depends on the where the Radio Shack is located.
yeah, because there's quite a few guys that could school me at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
all right, maybe I'm talking ahead of myself. But like sometimes I'll walk into say Advanced Auto. All right, you ask for, hey, where are the windshield wipers? And they bring you over to like the freaking chamois, for wiping down your car. I'm like, no, that's not what I was talking
I
about.
don't want to
at
wipe it
all.
with my hand.
You look at their name tag and be like, is that your real name? Is that how you spell it? And be like, and they'd probably like get a headache. I don't know.
But
Hey, would it be weird if you wanted to like call back to getting cremated and stuff? Would it be weird if you didn't want to get cremated, but you didn't want to be buried in a casket? Is that even legal?
what would you do with yourself?
Hard-hitting questions. Just get buried.
What would you do with yourself?
Just get buried.
Just rot?
Just have somebody buried. Yeah.
Wait, what do you wait?
Like pretty much. Let's say.
Because you can't bury yourself in your yard.
Well, yeah, you can't bury yourself at all.
Well,
That guy's so fucking lazy. He won't even dig a hole
Won't even
for
bury himself.
Quit sleeping, you asshole.
No, like just pretty much like you would get buried in a casket. Like somebody digs a hole, or
Right.
whatever. You get whacked. somebody digs a hole and throws you in, no casket.
Yeah.
I don't think that's even legal.
Oh,
You
I
know
see
what I
what you
mean?
mean. No surrounding.
Yeah, like just throw you in the dirt to have the insects and whatever decompose you.
I don't
Because
know.
technically, you're feeding, circle of life here.
Yeah, because what are you gonna pay for a casket? Like 10 grand or
Yeah,
something?
Yeah.
they're
Obscene.
expensive.
That's pretty much
It's
what
like,
you're paying for.
Yeah.
I died, and you're gonna put me in this nice shiny chrome thing. How about like 4 of my friends? Grab my legs. Grab my arms.
One,
two.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I don't think it's legal.
I feel like we should test this theory.
Yeah, I feel like I
Well,
should
maybe
ask.
not literally, but
No, like
ask
All right.
questions
should
about
ask
it.
them.
Shoot me in the face.
Boom! No, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want nobody spending 10 grand on a casket for me. I'd rather just complete the circle of life. But then I feel like I'm a weirdo for saying that, and maybe you should just, edit that out later.
But going back to snow,
Yeah.
I remember one winter. Now, last winter I did pretty good, man. I drive a family car.
Yeah.
It's not that great, but I've never had a problem ever. Every year, I just fucking floor it and get where I need to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hesitant. I drive aggressively and I just fucking get there.
Yeah, because that's where you get in trouble. Just hesitate and.
And that's what happened. Last year during one of the bad snowstorms, I was going to work. It was like early. No, it wasn't early. I don't get up early. It was. It was like late morning. Not a lot of cars on the road. I think it was and I was sliding all over, dude. It was one of those like real bad ones. So driving on the highway there was terrible. And once I got off, I'm staying like in the middle of the road, doing what a normal fucking snow guy does. And and I pull up, I'm going down the street, and there's a fucking bus, the city bus.
Yep.
Oh
So
no!
I'm like, all right,
They always fuck you up.
I got to get behind it because it's kind of going in the same place I am. It kind of starts pulling over. And what I thought it was pulling over to take a right, but in reality it was pulling over to stop at a stop and then keep going. So once it pulled over, it stopped, which kind of caused me to like slow down and stop behind it. And then it took off, but I was like in the fucking shit on the right side of the road, like by the sidewalk.
And that's the tire that moves.
Yeah, and dude, as soon as I try to pull away from there, my car just goes and just
Into the curb.
facing the curb, man.
Oh no!
So I'm just like, fuck, dude. That was the only time ever I was like, I'm stuck. Like straight up, I'm stuck, dude. I got out, I looked at it, did the whole like, hey, like like tried pushing the fucker. So, I'm just turning the wheel every way, just fucking flooring it, dude. Just flooring it left, flooring it right, trying to get away from the sidewalk.
Just keep slamming into it.
Well, yeah, pretty much, man. And I just was like, all right, dude, I gotta fucking call a tow truck. Because it was one of those snowstorms where everybody was getting stuck everywhere. So I was like, I'll give it one last go, man. I'll give it one last try. So I get in, and I just fucking turn the wheel, like, all the way right. And during my, like, process, I was kind of rocking it.
Yep.
Like, trying to get it unstuck, like, reverse, floor the fucker, quickly throw it in drive. Not good for the transmission. Do not do that, folks. But just quickly and just fucking like, just fucking rocking the shit like this. And I just fucking ripped it fucking in reverse and somehow got my ass out of there and fucking took off. But, dude, that was the only time ever where I was like, fucking done,
Yeah.
But it was actually a little, but yeah. So that was a fun fucking winter, man. But other than that, normally I love driving in the snow because it's the only time you can drive recklessly and you have to, in a
Right,
sense, because like I'll be driving down the highway, like I used to do a lot of highway commuting, and I'd be going like 60 and just fucking like, just you can feel the car like gliding around at the same
You're
time,
just
and you're like,
floating.
fuck yeah, just fucking, and I love it. But then you'll like go around a curve too fucking quick. That happened to me one time, and I fucking just slid out. But
See,
I didn't hit nothing,
I'm
but
too nervous to
I
do
just
that.
like, whoa. That's when you fucking butt clench and you're like, oh shit, it's over. but but yeah, that's I love it. I can't wait for it. I'm gonna post it on Facebook about how much I can't wait for it.
Snowing, yes.
I love the
finally.
snow.
Can't
That's
wait
what
to
I like
drive
the
it.
most. I like getting out there. Well, I went from having a front wheel drive car to now I have my Jeep, and put it in 2-wheel drive or you can put it in four. Obviously, it's a lot better in four, but when there's a big open parking lot, you throw it in two and just f around. And now that I got my tuner and whatnot, I can take my traction control off all the way. I have a button that says, traction control off, but it like only takes it off like 10%, and then it kicks back in once you start spinning your wheels. So last year I put in 4-wheel low because that completely takes off your traction control. And I went over in Harbor Freight parking lot at break, and I started ripping donuts. And for whatever reason, there was a shitload of seagulls in the center. So I'm doing donuts around them, and they're all like flying up, and they're coming back down because you think I'm gonna hit them. So it looked like I was like rounding up freaking seagull cattle. It was hilarious. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So then I used to do that like every break, anytime it would snow. I'd be like, all right, gotta go around.
Nice.
And then there was one day I showed up there, and I was like doing donuts and whatnot, and then there was a freaking a Dodge, this freaking Dodge Ram on the other end of the parking lot over near the Acura dealership. I was just like, it was set on fire and left there. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Who the fuck does
Yeah,
that?
it was just
Somebody that wised up.
Fuck snow. I'm melting it all.
I was talking to Dodge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I love random winter adventures. Just going out, nobody else is on the road.
Oh yeah.
See, someone's stuck inside the road, point and laugh. Just keep going.
Douche.
That was him.
Yeah.
I love when the people go to get off the highway and the town will like plow all the snow right in the highway exit. So then like people come to slow down at the light, but then they can't get off the highway. I've noticed that happens a lot in Queen Street. It's pretty funny.
Damn. I've never seen that, but I haven't been over there in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoy people's misery sometimes. I think
You
everybody
got
does.
it, man. When they're
you
fucking
know?
robbing your house, you gotta enjoy them getting
Yeah.
miserable.
About that, that's still. I think that sucks that happened to your parents, but at least they weren't home, and
Yeah.
your dog was home, right?
Yeah. Luckily, they didn't A, let her out, and B, kill the dog or
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
anything to her. I mean, she probably just sat, like, lay down and watched him walk by. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Try to like lick your leg, But your
But-
dog's quiet, anyways.
Yeah,
Your dog could.
she's old now and she's deaf,
Yeah.
so she probably didn't even know he was there. Honestly, but whatever.
Just sitting
That's
there.
fucked. So who
Hey.
saw the white truck though? No, you're
My
saying. Sorry, to keep,
no no
keep backtracking.
my parents pulled into the driveway and parked like where I used to, like by
Yeah.
the basketball hoop,
Yep.
and saw the white truck backed up to the door, like to the front of the house.
Yep.
So they were like kind of like this.
Oh, so they were there when they.
Yeah, they pulled up, saw him, and was like, "Who's in the driveway?" And like just within like a couple seconds, he like took off around him and then like squealed it up the hill. So like if they didn't stop for cigarettes, they could have went in the house when he was in there
Yeah.
like 5 minutes early.
Jesus Christ. I
That's
should
crazy.
stop smoking.
Yeah. Means life or death.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not even like they were gone for vacation, and
No, they were both home that day.
Yeah.
Just so happened to be they
Well,
left for 25
It's
minutes.
ironic. That's how like shit happens, though. You know what I mean?
It's unbelievable.
I don't know. I mean, granted, I've never had anything bad like that happen to me, or really anybody I know that's close. But
Yeah.
you always got to keep an eye out on your stuff.
Yeah. Well, you want to jump into these questions? We got 3 questions here from a avid listener.
All right.
All right. The number 1 question is: I want your opinion on a controversial issue, and that issue is the gays.
Ooh, what's with the fists? What's the fist emoji?
What's with the fisting?
What's with
the fist?
Is that like punching gays or?
Yeah, I didn't get the
Pound it, bro.
emoji.
Found it like we just fisted or?
I don't see a poop symbol afterwards, so.
Alright. It was a clean one.
Yeah, that's a clean fist.
So what's the exact question now?
That is the question.
He wants our opinion on the gays.
I don't know. I mean, I've always had like the same opinion. I don't know. It doesn't really. No, it's not like it's not even an issue with me.
Yeah.
I have people, friends that are gay.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where it lies. They're just friends and they're gay.
Yep. Doesn't change anything.
Makes no
I know the
difference.
same guy and love him.
I don't know. I don't like him either.
Button queers? Tell you about them button queers. Nah.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us have a problem with the
No.
the homosexuals.
Nope.
All right, moving on. Second question we got here is this person would like our take on marijuana reform and any other drug takes. Doesn't make sense. Watch your spelling. Totally fucked up marijuana. Marijuana.
Marijuana.
Once again, don't give a shit.
No.
Nope.
I don't think we're the people to be asking
No,
those
stand
kind of
to get
questions.
it.
Now, this next question coming from this listener is more relevant, and I think we can all agree.
Okay.
How do we feel about Kim Kardashian's ass?
Hashtag
that
that
ass.
I don't know. I think it's overrated.
Well, why do you say it's overrated?
I don't know.
And have you seen the picture that just went viral yesterday?
Yeah.
Right, I would say viral with her and Chelsea Handler.
I did see like a split thing of that on Facebook real quick, but I don't know. It doesn't wow me.
It's old news, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's seen her
yeah,
ass.
She was in the friggin' porno with
Fucking
Brandy's brother or whatever his name is.
Is
Ray
it really?
What is it, Ray J?
Yeah, right. It's Brandy's
Yeah,
brother.
I believe so.
The football? Is he a football player? Ray J?
No,
No, he was a rapper, right?
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
musician. I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't do that well. But
I think that pornographic tape is
Yeah.
the most famous thing he's got.
exactly.
Never seen it.
Well, you're a boatload of fun on this. And so we all agree that hashtag that ass is overrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and I feel like that new chick there, the one who did that video with
The Australian.
Jennifer.
What are you still really stuck on that spelling?
No.
No, Hannah.
No, the Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez. Or are you talking about Higgy Australia?
Yeah, that's the one.
Higgy. Yeah. You know she used to be a model, right?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. She came to America wanting to be a rapper and somehow found an agent that talked her into being a model I guess was a successful model, and I don't know what the hell you're looking up. Um, and then switched back over to rap after she was a successful model. So like, if you ever watch her perform, she like walks like a model on stage.
Huh.
Moving on. The next question coming from this listener is to go. This person wants to know how we feel about the Stephen Hayes case, and I just did a quick look up here, and apparently some home
Oh.
invasion killer is on death row,
Yeah.
but he's on hunger strike because they won't give him kosher food.
Yeah, it's a-
Kosher food?
Yeah, like Jews.
Oh. Yeah. No.
To be
yeah,
very blunt,
That's what I thought. That's
it's
what I
not.
thought
It's
you
got to
were
be
saying.
blessed by a rabbi, right?
Yeah, it's not like ass and feet. It's not from any of the dirty parts.
Oh, it's all
body.
like not natural, but like
No, yeah, it's just
the
not like
true.
yeah, and it's not like a tainted part of the body. But yeah, that's the dude from the Cheshire Invasion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck him then.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have fed him anyways.
he's the one that they wanted to re-invoke execution in Connecticut for.
Yeah. If the fucking guy's on death row, then let him starve
Yeah,
himself
who
to
gives a
death.
shit?
It's less work and
Yeah.
less money.
Yeah, let's.
You know what's funny? On death row, or however they, down in Texas, I don't know if they still use electrocution. Some places do different things.
Yeah.
But they actually give you an alcohol swab before they put you to sleep. Give you the needle. Like what? A last minute fucking infection? Like what's that?
We gotta stop. We gotta stop the injection. He might have an infection. Yeah.
I just think it's hilarious, but it's funny.
Yeah, you would think they'd have like people being hired as like a registered nurse, like would be the people to go in and do their first
They
ever.
should just give it to one of the other inmates. Yeah, just fucking.
Yeah, just stab him with this a couple times and then we'll inject him with something.
Just stab him right in the neck, and
Yeah.
turn the machine on.
Well,
brutal process.
yeah. Well, thanks for the listener questions. Unfortunately, that's all we got today. But if you want to send us any questions, you can hit us up at keepandgampodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Twitter @keepandgam, or on our Facebook page, Keep and Gam Podcast. So, yeah, we'd love to hear from you with any questions, comments, any of that. It's always fun. Get the feedback there.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that.
Yeah.
And very, very interesting topic she's throwing at us there.
Yeah. I gotta say, seems like we had the most opinions about that ass. And, the home invasion.
Well, that'll steer the listeners what kind of questions they should be sending in. Keep talking about that ass.
Or home invasions.
Yeah, home invasion. Well, fucking gay.
That ass.
So I want your opinion on something. I want to know something.
Big booty bitches.
How do you feel
With
when
my
you're-
hands.
when you're driving in a car and you're the passenger? What do you feel?
Scared for my life.
Well, besides that,
Depends who's driving.
what do you feel your duties are?
Sit there and make comments, distract the driver.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is like, all right, say I get in the car with, say you,
Yep.
Ryan, and we're driving somewhere, and I just sit there and like play on my phone the entire time. Is it my job to?
I don't want
I feel like this is getting personal.
Fuck, you're driving. No. No, like I'm just wondering, like, is it my job to be the second eyes for you, or Is it,
Yes.
or is it not my job, or am I just a distraction to the driver if I'm like, hey, watch out, or don't go yet? You know what I mean? Because I'm wondering, like, if I'm supposed to be paying attention, or if I could just do whatever the
Right.
fuck I want and look at the ceiling.
Yeah.
I think it depends who's driving, and like you kind of feel that vibe off them because like, oh look at that car, and then they're like, shut up, I'm driving, and then you don't, you kind of,
Yeah.
or say, hey, take that right, and they're like, oh shit, thanks, and you kind of go by that.
True. So, say you get in the car with somebody you know, barely know. Just get in the car with them.
Yeah. Did they have candy?
They're driving a creepy old van. They seem super enticing. No. All right. Say you and your boss are going out for lunch, and he's like, "Hey, I'll drive." Do I sit there and make comments about his driving the entire time, or do I just fucking like? I don't know. I guess you do gotta feel it out, but I don't know. I think about that sometimes being a passenger, like like I almost feel bad sometimes when I'm sitting there not paying attention. Like, crap, should I be watching the road, or maybe that's just me stressing out, or like, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like, me, you, and Colin say we're in the vehicle.
Yeah.
It's one thing, like, you guys are like, oh, a better way to go is this way. And you'd be like, oh, okay. But, like, just say it was like me, you, Colin, and then there was Ben. And Ben started making, comments like, oh, go this way. I'd be like, shut up, Ben.
That's right.
There's.
Fuck you, I'll drive the way I want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I think of it more as like when I'm sitting in the passenger seat, I feel it necessary to like if like the driver starts merging, I'm fucking looking at the mirror too.
Yeah.
Right?
And-
Like that natural like
Yeah.
like, you sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
What the?
What are you
Especially if
doing?
it's on your side too.
No, yeah.
Or did you ever do that and then like get the vibe that they're like, get out of the way, I can't see the mirror because you're leaning forward looking. Like, what the fuck? I'm the one driving here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I always worry about offending people like that. Like, oh yeah, I'll help.
Yeah.
Green, go.
Oh, I hate that one.
Whenever I drive with Dave, wherever we go, we'll be in like this deep conversation about something, and like we have to like rush to get somewhere. Or, we're trying to get somewhere, and he'll miss the exit, but I won't tell him because I want to keep going on with the conversation. And then like, cause this happened one day, we were supposed to be going up towards like East Windsor or something. I think we were like going up towards Mass, but we didn't merge on the 91 like to go over the big bridge.
That's a big exit to miss too.
And we were like going towards Cabela's. And I was like, maybe I'll go to Cabela's. So I'm like, kept talking to him and whatnot. And we're almost up by like, I don't know.
Like
we're like
Vernon?
Manchester, almost, up to like
So you're
Rocky
past
Hill
Cabela's.
area. And I'm like, I think we missed that turn. He's like, oh shit, like 20 miles out of the way right now. But we're in a good conversation, so I didn't want to ruin it by going, oh dude, got to turn. I don't know. I tend to be that guy sometimes. It all depends.
I know exactly that feeling because one of my bosses, when we go out to lunch, we'd go to the same place every week.
Yep.
And he never knew how to get there. So we'd be driving, and I'm like, all right, this is like the 15th time we're fucking going to this place. And he'll just we'll be talking, we'll be having a conversation, and he'll be driving straight, and he's like, wait, wasn't I supposed to take a right there? I'm like, yeah, buddy, just take the next one, and then I'll just give him the directions for the rest of the ride. He's like, am I taking a right here? No, just go straight. So, because, yeah, I feel like a dick if I'm like, dude, take a right,
Yeah.
Like, we've been here a million times, you should know, but I guess I gotta tell you every time, but... I don't know, some people just, I guess, don't get it, but... Yeah.
One
Yeah.
thing. Oh, sorry.
No, just agreeing.
One thing I've noticed is whenever I'm driving with passengers, I always tend to like do something stupid. Like, for instance, it was me, Melissa, and Andy, and we're driving back to my house, I was having like bad back spasms for like whatever reason. It was just like one day, like my back was killing me. I couldn't even cough. Like that's how bad my back was killing me. I thought something was really wrong.
Hmm.
And we're going to take this turn downtown, and my back just seized up, and I couldn't even like turn. I almost like hit. Remember the vehicle we almost hit? It was on the driver's side. And that car was coming around the corner, and I didn't even see him. And I couldn't do anything anyways. My back hurt just that bad, and we almost freaking hit him. And then we continued on the way back to the house. I mean, that my buddy came up from Florida, and we were gonna go to the casino for the night. So we all hopped in the vehicle. We're all in like a good mood. I'm blaring music and whatnot. We're going down Route 2, and then there was this car in front of me. It kept hitting its brakes. So I was like, not even looking in my side view mirror. I just cranked it over to the slow lane to go and pass them, even though you're not supposed to do that. And there was a car right there. And everybody in the car was yelling, "Car!" I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. I just kept going. That person was so pissed. I almost rode him right off the road. But I was like, well, what am I gonna not follow through?
Yeah.
I gotta keep
You
going.
gotta commit, man.
Yeah. So thank God nothing happened, but everybody in the car is like having a heart attack, and I'm just like, yeah, all right.
Dude, I've only done that a couple times, and one time I remember specifically. I was driving. I used to work at a lumber yard, and I had a friend who was Mexican.
Yep.
And we got down to the Waterbury Mixmaster, and he knew how to get there, but I was like totally blind, following his lead, and the Mixmaster is totally fucked because you got to go all over the place. So I'm just driving, and he's like, "Oh wait, man, you got to go that way." So I'm like, the exact same thing, just like, "Okay, I'll go that way," and he just and I just hear a fucking horn ripping like. Like, oh shit, and he's freaking out, yelling in Spanish. And I'm like, oh shit. And like after that, man, every time he drove with me, he was like on edge, like, yeah. Oh man.
It only happens though, like when someone else is in the car. But if you pulled that move, like, and you're by yourself,
never
it
done
would
it.
have went so smoothly.
Never done it by myself.
Yep.
Never. Yeah, you get distracted, man. You know.
Yep.
Have you heard from well-traveled friends or people you work with? I've heard that that's a Connecticut thing, is to pass on the right.
Really?
Yeah. Nowhere else, supposedly, or not as often.
Yeah.
Connecticut seems to be like just full of people that are like, whatever, fuck it.
I want to be in front. Guess we get the name Connecticut's for a reason.
Yep.
I heard that a lot on Sunday from the mass folk.
Oh, from the massholes.
Yeah. They're not one to talk.
Yeah. Well, the one thing, I went and drove in New York City, and like I thought I was an aggressive driver. There was this one night.
I say.
We drove.
I'm talking about New York.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
We went down to New York City one night, and I don't know. We went with my friend Marisha, Melissa, my girlfriend, and my buddy Dave. We went down at like 11 o'clock. They're like, oh, nobody's gonna be down there. It's New York City, Times Square. Nobody's gonna be down there on a Saturday night. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, like, no, there's gonna be a shitload of people. And they're telling me the whole time, no, nobody's gonna be down there. You get down there. There was madness, traffic, it's typical New York City, I guess. But it's my first time driving in it. I mean, I've walked down the sidewalk and, it's just packed with people. So I get down there, and I hate driving like New Haven and Hartford. Never mind going down to New York City. I have no clue where I am. So I'm like, yeah, I have no clue where the hell anything is. So we got down towards like Times Square area, and yeah, there's shitload of people all over, and just people crossing, not waiting for the crossing light to go off and stuff like that. So it was pretty funny, and shit clears, and Melissa's telling me to go what way, and I'm like, I don't know. So I just freaking start jerking the wheel. Nobody's in the lines. There's limos and taxis, and then there's random high end cars that are just speeding around. So I'm like, oh, I'll follow them. And it's going to which way. And we're driving around. Then I was trying to find the World Trade Center and Ground Zero and whatnot because we wanted to go and check that out. And so we got down over around there. We were driving around. It's like freaking assholes everywhere. I'm like, I can't wait to get back home and drive in a regular town. I mean, it was fun, but I had to drive, so I didn't look out the window and be like, oh, that's a really cool building. I was more or less like, fuck, taxi, They're
Just
cutting me off.
dead straight ahead, shaking like.
Yeah, I was like, it's not a great time being a driver. So
Yeah.
I understand why everybody's an asshole down there.
Yeah. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Did you hear that somebody was installing windows or cleaning windows on the new trade center building? I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Or sometime this week at least, and the scaffolding fell, so that it was almost
shit.
literally gonna dump them off, and whatever service or emergency people had to cut a hole in the window of whatever floor and pull them through the window.
No shit.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it was they were at 70 something floors up, and it fell and then get at that angle at 52nd floor. So that's fucking scary shit.
Yeah.
And
There would have been shit hitting the ground before that scaffolding.
They had to.
Yeah.
Insane.
Oh, I hate heights to begin with. I mean, I would like to get over that somehow, but yeah, you would never catch me washing windows.
It's a natural reaction for a reason, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I get 12 feet up on a ladder. I'm like, I'm good.
Could you just imagine the wind at 70 something floors up?
No.
That's crazy.
I don't know how. I was at New Haven Courthouse on scaffolding. I think it was 100 or 120 feet, and that was all the way at the top. And I was up on 4 floors, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then we had to go all the way up to the top to run outlets. And this time I was working for my uncle, and my foreman purposely did not tell me we were going to New Haven to work on scaffolding that day. He said we were going inside and working on lights. Because he knew I was not a fan of heights. So we get there, and I see all the scaffolding. I'm like, oh, that's cool. What are they doing? He's like, what are we doing? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you're going all the way up to the top today. I'm like, I was trying to stay in the car. I was like, oh, no.
Not today.
No, but yeah. Anyways, moral story. I don't like heights.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at this, and it looks like we only have 6 minutes and 15 seconds left.
Might as well just, unless you got something else before we run out of time.
I don't know. I mean, I feel bad we gotta end this. I mean, it's good. I can stop it, save it, and open another one and keep it going, but it's up to you guys.
No, I don't care.
I feel bad.
Yeah, I don't know. As long as we don't get cut off, I don't care. I'm not burning material.
Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Good.
I mean, we're
yeah. What are we at?
Right now we're at 2:10.
End it.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening anymore.
Oh, come on! It was a solid episode.
Listen to these guys talk about nothing for 2 hours.
There's some good stories in there. Well, yeah, I guess.
I would say end it, because how much longer are we gonna go that people actually listen to?
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well.
Hey, I'll keep talking. Don't let me bring down the party.
Well, once again, thanks for listening, and if you want to get in contact with us, once again, it's Geep and Gam podcast at gmail.com. Hit us on Facebook, Twitter. If you search Geep and Gam, you'll find us.
At YouTube.
Yeah. Like I said, this is the first episode that should be up on YouTube. Hopefully, the whole thing will go up there. But
Yeah, see if this big file.
yeah,
big file will
it'll
go.
be interesting. But yeah, Ryan, most of all,
Yeah,
thanks for
coming.
coming back, man.
Oh,
Sorry we
thanks
had to
for
cut
having
it
me,
off
guys.
so soon there.
No,
I
it's
was
all
just
right.
getting going.
I
Yeah.
gotta start coming on time.
Yeah. Well.
Well, there really is no on time.
Yeah, that's for sure. We never know when we're starting this thing, but yeah. So thanks again, guys, and
All right.
till next.
Yeah,
Jesus.
what a bad way to end this.
Bye. Till next time.
Did you hear him?
Bye.
See you, video.
Bye.